Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Rida Fatima, your go-to guide for smarter financial decisions, especially when it comes to building the retirement nest egg. And today, I'm diving into something super important that a lot of retirees don't know about yet. How to use mutual funds to not only grow your wealth, but also create a steady stream of income that can keep you financially free long into retirement. Before you jump in, if you're looking for easy to understand financial tips, strategies, and all the hacks you need to make the most of your money, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the awesome content coming your way. Alright, let's get started because these mutual funds I'm about to talk like VWINX, FSTFX, and VTSAX could completely change the game for your retirement. And trust me, you don't want to miss out on learning how they can help you create the future you deserve. Now, we all know that Social Security benefits like the $1,200 SSI aren't enough to give us the life we dream of during retirement. But here's the truth. You don't have to rely solely on SSI or your pension. There's an incredibly powerful tool that can help you turn a small, steady income into a much larger one over time: mutual funds. Today, I'm going to break down how mutual funds work, why they are such a great option for US retirees, and I'll even walk you through some of the best funds to consider right now. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to build a plan that can take you from living paycheck to paycheck to financial freedom. Alright, let's get started by talking about the problem. A lot of retirees get stuck living on a fixed income. Social Security benefits like SSI are great for covering basic living expenses, but they don't leave much room for anything else. Let's say you're getting $1,200 a month. After rent, utilities, groceries, and healthcare, you're barely scraping by. And what happens if an emergency hits? Or if you want to travel? Or just have a little fun? These things can seem impossible, right? But here's the thing. There's a solution. And it's not some crazy get-rich-quick scheme. It's simply understanding how your money can work for you, instead of just sitting there, and that's where mutual funds come in. Now, you might be thinking, I've heard of mutual funds, but how do they actually work? And why should I care? Great question. Let's break it down. At its core, a mutual fund is a pool of money that's collected from multiple investors and then invested by professionals in different assets like stocks, bonds, or real estate. The best part? You don't need to pick the investment yourself. Someone else is doing the heavy lifting for you. So it's kind of like a financial team working behind the scenes to grow your money. For retirees, this is powerful because it gives you access to a diversified portfolio with relatively low risk. And since mutual funds are designed to be long-term investments, they're perfect for building wealth over time, something you absolutely need in retirement. It helps you get the returns you need while reducing your risk. Alright, now let's talk about something that's crucial to building wealth: compound interest. It's the secret sauce that turns small amounts of money into big amounts over time. Let's say you start with just $1,200 a month, your SSI check, and invest it in a mutual fund. Even if you don't, add more money over time. That initial investment can grow. How? Because the money you earn from the fund, interest, dividends, capital gains, gets reinvested into the fund, and then it starts earning returns on those returns. It's like a snowball effect that gets bigger and bigger as time goes on. And the best part? This works even if you don't have a huge amount of money to start with. The earlier you start, the more you'll benefit from compound interest. Now, let's dive into some of the best mutual funds retirees are using to grow their money and secure a steady income stream. These are the funds that have a proven track record of steady returns and are perfect for someone looking for stability in retirement. Alright, so now you know the power of mutual funds. But how do you actually start using them to build your wealth? Here is a step-by-step guide that will walk you through the entire process, from setting up your account to getting those sweet returns. Let's break it down. The very first thing you need to do is open an investment account. You can easily do this with an online brokerage such as Vanguard, Fidelity, or Charles Schwab. It's super simple, and all you need is a few basic details to get started. Here's what you'll need: your personal details, name, address, etc., social security number for tax and reporting, bank account information to transfer money into your investment account. Choose a brokerage that offers low fees and has good customer support. Vanguard and Fidelity are popular choices for retirees. Once your account is set up, it's time to choose your mutual fund. Now, remember, there are a lot of mutual funds out there, but you want to choose one that suits your risk tolerance, income needs, and time horizons. Here are some things to consider. Risk tolerance. If you are conservative, look for funds that focus on income, like bond fund or dividend funds. Investment goals. If you want long-term growth, stock market index funds like the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund, VT-SAX, are a great option. Income needs. If you need regular income, Fidelity Income Fund, FS-TFX, and Vanguard Wellesley Income Fund, VWINX, are designed for just that. Here's the beauty of mutual funds. You don't need a lot of money to start. In fact, some funds let you just begin investing with as little as $500 to $1,000. This is a big advantage for retirees, especially those relying on SSI or fixed income. Pro tip: start with the minimum required investment, then gradually add more as you get more comfortable with the process. So, many retirees are still unaware of what VWINX, FSTFX, and VTSAX are. So let me simplify it for you. These are mutual funds that can help you build wealth, generate steady income, and secure your retirement. Here's a breakdown of what they are, their history, and how they can benefit you. So, what is VTSAX? VTSAX is a mutual fund offered by Vanguard that aims to track the performance of the entire US stock market. It's often called an index fund because it's designed to mirror the returns of a specific market index, in this case, the CRSP US Total Market Index. This index includes small cap, mid cap, and large cap stocks, so it provides exposure to the entire US stock market. How does VTSAX work? VTSAX invests in a wide range of US companies across various sectors, so it automatically diversifies your investments. This means you're not battling on a single company or industry, which helps reduce risk. It includes thousands of stocks in its portfolio, covering everything from tech giants like Apple and Microsoft to smaller growing companies. Low expense ratio. One of the reasons why VTSAX is so attractive is its low expense ratio. At just 0.04%, it's one of the most cost-effective ways to invest in the entire US stock market. This means more of your money goes into the fund instead of being eaten up by management fees. How VTSAX benefits retirees. For retirees looking to grow their wealth over time, VTSAX provides long-term growth potential. It has historically delivered strong returns, making it a good choice for those who can afford to leave their money invested for years or even decades. While the stock market can be volatile in the short term, over the long run, VTSAX tends to grow steadily. This makes it ideal for retirees who need to balance their portfolios with equity exposure and want to take advantage of stock market growth without having to pick individual stocks. Fidelity Income Fund. What is FSTFX? FSTFX is a mutual fund offered by Fidelity, designed to generate income for its investors, particularly through dividends and interest. Unlike VTSAX, which focuses on stock market growth, FSTFX primarily invests in bonds and dividend-paying stock. How does FSTFX work? Income generation. The main goal of FSTFX is to provide consistent income for its investors. It invests in bonds which pay interest and stocks that regularly pay dividends. By doing so, it aims to produce a steady stream of income while still offering some potential for growth through dividends and bond interests. Moderate risk. Because it focuses on bonds, FSTFX is considered less risky than a pure stock fund like VTSAX. Bonds are typically more stable than stocks, so the price of the fund doesn't fluctuate as much. However, it still offers some stock exposure for growth potential. How FSDFX benefits retirees. Stable income. For retirees, FSDFX is a great option because it's designed to provide regular payouts. Whether you're looking to use your mutual fund as a source of income to cover living expenses or simply supplement your social security checks, FSDFX can provide those steady payments. Low risk. As a bond-heavy fund, it's a low-risk choice compared to stock-heavy funds. Retirees who don't want to risk a lot of volatility but still need some growth potential may find FSDFX to be a solid option. Vanguard Wellesley Income Fund. What is VWINX? VWINX is another fund offered by Vanguard. It's a balanced mutual fund, meaning it invests in both stocks and bonds. However, it leans more heavily towards income-generating investments, with about 60% of its portfolio in bonds and the rest in stocks, typically dividend-paying ones. How does VWINX work? Balanced approach. VWINX takes a balanced approach. VWINX takes the balanced approach by investing in both stocks and bonds. This gives it the ability to generate income while still participating in stock market growth. The bonds help to reduce volatility while the stocks provide growth potential, particularly from dividend payouts. Income focused. Just like FSDFX, the goal of VWINX is to provide consistent income. The bond component generates interest while the dividend-paying stocks offer regular dividend payments. How VWINX benefits retirees. Stability with growth potential. VWINX is great for retirees who want a conservative investment but also want to see some growth. The bond portion of the fund provides stability, while the stock portion gives you some exposure to the growth of the stock market. Regular income. Similar to FSDFX, VWINX provides consistent income through its bond interest and dividends. The key difference is the diversification that the fund offers with both stocks and bonds, which allows for a more balanced approach in retirement. Which one is right for you? If you're looking for a long-term growth and are comfortable with some risk, VTSAX is a great choice. It gives you exposure to the entire US market and has the potential for high returns over time. If you need consistent income and prefer a safer, more stable option, FSDFX is an excellent pick. It focuses on bonds and dividend-paying stocks, ensuring regular payouts with less risk. If you want a balanced approach, combining both income and some growth potential, VWINX is a solid choice. It's ideal for those who want to avoid the full risk of the stock market but still want some upside from equities. When you invest in mutual funds, you'll start receiving dividends or interests from the investments in your fund. Now, here's the key. Reinvest those dividends instead of cashing them out. Let them buy more shares of the fund. This helps your investment grow faster through compound interest. Think of it this way. You're adding more and more fuel to your investment fire, and over time, it gets bigger and bigger. Let the money work for you. Now, let's talk about managing risk. Investing in mutual funds does carry some risk, but here's the thing. Diversification is your best friend. By investing in a range of assets, stocks, bonds, real estate, you're spreading your risk and protecting yourself from big losses. Diversify your portfolio. Invest in different types of funds. For example, mixed stock funds with bond funds to reduce volatility. Don't panic during market drops. If the market drops, don't rush to sell. Stay patient and let the fund managers do their job. Adjust your risk based on your age. The closer you get to retirement, the more conservative you should be with your investments. That's why funds like Vanguard Wellesley Income Fund are ideal for retirees. They have a balanced mix of stocks and bonds for less volatility. So now, let's talk about the big question. How do you use these funds to become wealthy and achieve financial freedom? Even if you start with small amounts, consistency is key. Invest a portion of your SSI or retirement income every month. The earlier you start, the more you benefit from compound growth. As you approach retirement, you may need to adjust your strategy. Reassess your funds every couple of years to make sure they're still aligned with your goals. Mutual funds are designed for long-term growth. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. The longer you let your investments grow, the more likely you are to see significant returns. If you're relying on your mutual fund for income in retirement, funds that pay dividends are your best bet. Funds like FSDFX will pay you regularly, whether that's monthly, quarterly, or annually. This helps provide a steady stream of income. Each of these funds serves a different purpose, so it's essential to pick the one that matches your specific needs and retirement goals. VTSAX is great for growth, while FSDFX and VWINX are more income focused, with the FSDFX being the lower risk option and VWINX providing a balanced income approach. Choosing wisely based on whether you are prioritizing growth or income, and make sure to diversify your portfolio for maximum stability and performance. There you have it. Investing in mutual funds can help you go from living paycheck to paycheck on SSI to building a secure, steady income stream. With time, patience, and smart investing, you can set yourself up for a comfortable retirement without depending solely on Social Security. Remember, the key is to start now. It doesn't matter how much you're starting with, just start and keep growing your investments over time. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Love to know what's the biggest challenge you're facing when it comes to investment or retirement planning. Let's talk about it.